I just wanted to first greet everyone from this side of the building before I go upstairs, and thank you for attending. And I also wanted to thank and commend the congregation here at Trinity for investing well in this instrument. It's not necessarily an easy task whenever an organ is renovated and refurbished, but it's a very worthy task. And again, I want to thank the congregation for doing just that. The best thing about an organ and why we love them so much in our churches is especially so it can lead the singing of God's people, and so we'll be doing some of that in the middle of the program as well. But I wanted to just underscore those sentiments from myself, and also just greet you from this side of the building. And I'll say a few things about the pieces as I play them. The first one is by the newly sainted composer Walter Pels, who died just on Easter Friday at the age of 99, a few weeks shy of his 100th birthday. Dr. Pels is a prolific organ and choral composer. He's got a couple hymn tunes that are reflected in Lutheran Service Book. I happened to take composition lessons with him long ago as an undergrad, and was a very, very dedicated and talented church musician. And sort of as an homage to him in his recent departure from this earth and joining the heavenly choir, I wanted to include one of his compositions. This is a great piece. Fanfare for Reformation. It is appropriately uses the melody of a mighty fortress, which you won't, you can't mistake it. It'll be very easy to listen to. And then as we go throughout the rest of the program, I'll say a few other things. So give me a moment to run upstairs slowly, and then I'll begin. demonstrate what the organ can do in this key is with some fun repertoire is great. Two contrasting things. First, from a French style, and then our good friend Johann Sebastian Bach. Alexandre Guillemot was a professor at the Paris Conservatory, and interestingly, he performed in St. Louis at the 1904 St. Louis World's Fair. That was made famous in the famous Judy Garland movie, Meet Me in St. Louis. And there was this a recital hall with a huge organ installed, in which there was multiple organ concerts every day. And Alexandre Guillemot from Paris was brought over to perform many of these. Interestingly, during one of those performances, when he was playing, a large chunk of plaster fell from the ceiling due to the loud rumbling of the organ pipes. I've practiced many times this week, and nothing happened in here, so you are safe. And that organ that was that Guillemot played is now what is became the Wanamaker organ in the Wanamaker store in Philadelphia. And there's not sure what's happening with that. But that's a little bit of the history of this piece, just the prelude from this fun sonata, before we go to Johann Sebastian Bach. Bach, I think, is the most famous Lutheran. I heard someone describe one time, perhaps even more famous than Martin Luther, because of his great contribution to church music, known by music lovers even outside of Christianity. And one of the things that was a hallmark of Bach's music is often at the end of his compositions, he would write the letters SDG, the Latin abbreviation for Solo Deo Gloria, to the glory of God. Sort of his motto. This is why he was writing. And one of the things that we are inspired about music is its beauty, and especially within the context of the church and the faith, is that we say this glorifies God. Martin Luther wrote extensively about that. And one of the things that demonstrates this, I think, is the form in which Bach writes. It's a prelude and fugue. The prelude is sort of this massive thing that goes between, there's these crashing chords and then some triplet patterns, and then this little theme that just sort of goes up the minor scale. Da, 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 da. So it's just a simple thing, but he brings it to life in such an exquisite way. But then the fugue is sort of the ultimate musical form of the Baroque, and maybe of all time. And I think this is part of what, when we say how music glorifies God, it glorifies Him through its construction, and how a composer takes these gifts of physics and sound and can put something together so marvelously. For those of you who are not up on your music theory, I mean, a fugue is a form where a composer takes a little music idea and plays around with it. It starts in one key, and then it goes into another key, and then back in the original key, and then he or she takes that form and develops it in many different ways before it comes back to its final conclusion. I just want to play, before I do the prelude and fugue, that fugue theme so you can hear where this is going. Just a few measures, but that is what then a composer uses to take, turn into multiple minutes of creativity. So that's a little bit of a roadmap of where we're going with this prelude and fugue.